Ahoy! Alright, I had some plans for episode 6 to be a looting episode, where I went to the parking garage and cleared it out, hoping to find a gas mask for some mining and so on. But, at the time of recording this, the next trailer update dropped a few days ago, so I've been hesitant to record another episode in Gumbo's journey if a fresh start was right around the corner. Well, it hasn't dropped yet at time of recording, and I still want to see if my silly cheese setup can withstand giants. But, where I am now is still a few days away from when the first giants show up. So, I'll need to use sandbox mode to get there sooner. And since this will likely be Gumbo's last stand, why not use a little bit more of that sandbox power to really upgrade the silliness? And for anyone concerned about this not being a legit send-off because I'm using sandbox, please just remember that this short run with Gumbo was always intended to be a warm-up of sorts, shaking off the rust before the next story update comes. And since it seems like it's right around the corner, I might as well send Gumbo off with a bang. Alright. Still firmly in 2.1.4.42 alpha for the next story update drops, which I think they're just calling 2.2. We'll see. Hasn't dropped yet, but it does sound like we should be bringing Gumbo's story to an end. Now when the new story does drop, I will either be playing as this other character I created, Chrysanta, or if it's going to be a very Lucy-focused story thing, I might just actually go ahead and play as Lucy. But I think we need to bring Gumbo's story to an end. Alright, Gumbo, your existence was always just a proof of concept to help me shake off the rust, so I don't want you getting all high and mighty on me. Your last great act, before I bring your life to a tragic end, is to fully max out a proof of concept for this silly base. I want you to make a version of this base that can actually withstand giants. Alright, sun is coming up, so here's what we're going to do. Turn the UI back on. We're currently on day 5. Giants show up on day 10. We will be using Sandbox to get there, but I also want to use Sandbox to kind of test something out here. So here we go. Sandbox. 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 Now, since this is just going to be kind of a silly test thing, I'm going to go ahead and just do building and crafting. We're not going to worry about any more research. We're not going to be invincible and fly around. We will be using the timescale stuff to get to giants, but first, I need to be able to build some ridiculous nonsense. I'm not going to be building any fancy weapons or armor for myself. I think I'm just going to use what I have. But, in order to act on this silly test, there are 2 things I need to do. One is I need to give mods to those traps down there. Now, technically speaking, causing more damage to the giants would be helpful. I'm more worried about the damage the traps will be taking, and I'm worried that the giants might actually kill them before they can cause enough damage to kill the giants. So I want to build them the trap mods that help them take less damage. The second thing is, even though they will be taking less damage, I will not be able to repair them from up here. Because you gotta remember, the whole point of this cheese base is that I'm standing well above the danger. And the traps are just going to be doing all the work for me. And so far, I have not needed to repair them mid-Horde Night. So, in anticipation of the giants causing more damage than I've currently seen, and also I'll be having more regular zombies, I'm going to go ahead and build this guy, the drone station. So I haven't actually used the drone station before. This is one of those things that came out as an update after I stopped playing the last time, and I was hoping to kind of naturally get into it during this playthrough, but since Gumbo's story is coming to an end shortly, I figured this would be a good opportunity to test a proof of concept, and I'll get to actually using them in a natural way in the next playthrough. And I'm hoping that the drones can actually just repair the traps from up here, but let's get all that rolling first. Okay, first things first, let's get that workbench I don't have, yeah. I know the tutorial eventually gets me to building this, but I just didn't get there. So, yeah, you make these, but you also make the trap mods. So when it comes to defense, you can have a flat defense, or you can have a percent defense. The way I see it, flat defense is going to be good against smaller amounts of damage. So if you look at this, it says -6 damage. So technically speaking, if something causes 10 damage, and then it has this modification on it, it's only going to be taking 4. But if the enemy only causes like 5, then the trap technically takes 0 damage. So that's good for smaller amounts of damage. And yes, I know you can upgrade these, but still, we're dealing with legend difficulty giants. So the way I see it, I think taking a percent off of the massive amount of damage they can do will be a little bit better for survival. So we'll go ahead and make these. I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will beef them up just to, like I said, this is a proof of concept, so we're going to take this as far as we can. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade all of you. Hey, why are you making more of them? I'm just trying to upgrade them. Did I just find a bug? What's going on here? Yeah. Why do I have 15 of these? What? I'm just trying to upgrade them. Yeah, I just need 4 plus 5s. Why do we have... Alright, whatever. Well, we have 4 70% off damages. Perfect. And you know what? While I'm here, I do have some coils that I can use. I don't imagine I'll actually be getting into any of the combat tonight. I mean, if everything goes correctly, I won't need to. But I might as well use what I have. So you can go ahead and take these. I don't actually think I'm going to get any benefit out of these, but I just want to say that I use them. So let's see. I don't think that's anything new. That's okay. Here, let's go ahead and let's also... you know, I was just going to upgrade the battery, but I kind of think upgrading the whole power system might be a bit better. So instead of, what is it, 6 windmills? Let's make 2 more. Then connect all those through some more AND gates. And that should be plenty of power to carry me through the night. Alright, huge spaghetti nonsense. Prepare to get a little bit worse. And better, I guess. So we're going to have the 4 windmills connecting up to you, and then you connecting down to these 2, and then you 2 connecting to this one, which will be connecting to the battery. I think. So let's disconnect you from the battery. Let's get you 2 connected up. Good. So batteries connect down to here. Or not batteries, but the gates from the batteries. Nope, I already kind of messed that up, but it's okay. So you 2 will be going down to these 2. And then you will be going to the battery. And so let's see, what does that say? We got 188 going in. Currently 32 going out, but that will change once everything fires up. And obviously this looks low because I boosted it up, but yeah, this should be good for tonight. Let's go ahead and get you all hooked up. So 70%, good. 70%. 70%. And 70%, good. So every one of the traps is going to be taking 70% less damage. So hopefully that'll work. And now I also have not repaired these since the first Horde Night, so we're just going to go ahead and top you all up. Make sure everybody is in tip-top shape. It didn't take much damage, but I want to make sure they have the best chance they can. And, ooh, you know what? I might as well upgrade this too, and I'm kind of thinking I might give myself a bit more space up there. Besides, I'm going to need to make some more space for the drones. Alright, I guess, so that's all upgraded now, I guess. We'll probably want to put more bridges out here, because we'll be able to see through those once we get those fully upgraded. Yeah, there we go, in case any stray bullets decide to fly up. There we go. It's a little fuzzy. Oh, actually, you know what? Ooh, yeah, that's as far as the camera goes. That's not really gonna be enough. Oh, you know what? There is one way we can get a really good camera angle, but I'll save that little bit until we get there. For now, let's build you. How much power do you need? 100 power. Okay, that's not too bad. And from what I understand, the way these work, as far as repairs are concerned, is you have to give them the material to do the repairs, and then they're good to just do their thing. So how does this work? Store? I guess if it was collecting things for me, this is where it would collect them, but this is also where you would deposit the repair items. Okay. Control. Ah, look at this. So I want you to repair. I don't know how far away it is, but let's assume it's the farthest out. We can also make you cute, but since this is all just one big test and proof of concept, I think that actually looks the best for what we're doing. Alright, so now we need to get you power. You know what, it might actually be smarter to give you your own power grid, just in case. Input. There we go. And we should be getting juice. Yeah, 102 juice out all the way. Cool. Now we need to give it a bunch of... Oh, I don't have any. Hello? Oh yeah, these guys. And I suspect we'll probably need more than 30. Let's see, if I recall, I can make those by breaking down iron ore. So let's, yeah, make some iron ore, I guess. Iron ingots, just make a whole bunch of iron ingots. Fabricate them out of thin air, and then we'll break those down. All of those. We'll break down all the ore, there we go. There we go, that should be plenty. Alright, so, yeah, take all of these. Hopefully that will be enough. Did you get all of them? Yeah, there you go. Says on, and I have you tuned for repairs. Yeah, should be good. I guess my next silly concern would be visibility. So, a little trick that I want to try for getting a good camera angle is actually going to be just building one of these, because from what I remember last season, you can get the camera to back out on this thing really far. Like, basically just way out here. Like, look at that. That is an incredible field of view. This might be a little too far, we might not hear anything, so I might just use, like, this angle. But, yeah, we'll use this for our camera. Oh! Yeah, alright, I guess that was deserved. But here's another thing I'm wondering. So you notice I got my bike down here for a little bit of extra light? I wonder if the bigger vehicles have better lights. So as much as this is nice, I kind of wonder if getting some of those big vehicles just pointing in that direction would be helpful too. Yeah. Like that, and then like that. And you don't need gas to just sit there, and you just stay on when I leave you. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. There we go. I guess that's all of my major concerns. Just the trap damage, power to sustain a whole night of carving up giants and everybody else, and making sure nobody else breaks anything. I think this is it. So as a proof of concept, I believe this is the maximum version of this silly cheese base. So let's get ourselves into position, and let's see if we can make this work. Alright, Gumbo, you ready to be a hero? So, let's see, let's check out the day. Let's get the console up. So, yeah, time passed 1 day. It wants to start up a wave immediately, but we're only on day 6. Do another one. Day 7. What I don't know is if this is gonna, like, load up 4 days worth of hordes for us. If that is the case, then we're, I think, in trouble no matter what we do. 1 more. No, we got 2 more, okay. Day 9. And then day 10. Okay, and then start wave. Alright, let's party. Oh yeah, hold on. Let's turn sandbox mode off, just to make sure no one thinks we're doing anything silly here. Alright, it does seem like this is too far away, so we're gonna come a little closer. There we go, now we can hear it. Drone is working. Hopefully that drone can keep up with the amount of damage. I think in a more realistic situation, you might have maybe 2 drones going for healing purposes. But hopefully with the damage mitigation, the 1 drone is still enough. Now, oh, we got giants. Where are you going? Alright, we have one giant. There's supposed to be multiple giants, aren't there? Okay, there we go. There we go. Is it just those two? Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. But alright, yeah, we got first customer. He just walks right in. I mean, I guess it's okay if the other one wants to take his time. It'll be less damage on the... Also, we got a airdrop somewhere. I can hear him. You get out of here, please. Alright, yeah, one of the giants is taking his sweet time doing some other stuff. That's fine. Wait, these helicopters, since I skipped multiple days... Oh, you can see it off in the distance there. Yeah, we're getting multiple airdrops. Oh, goodness. Alright, alright. Well, note to self, if you ever want to get multiple airdrops, just go ahead and skip a couple of days. So far, so good. Still killing everybody else that walks in. Yeah, drone definitely has his work cut out for him tonight. Oh, interesting. He's doing repairs up here. Because these log throwing guys... Oh no! So this might be a good case to have multiple drones. But we need repairs downstairs. Yeah. Get down there. Where'd the other giant go? Oh, he's just on the side of the building over there. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. But hopefully he doesn't break anything. Hopefully while he's over there not breaking something, I'll be over here breaking his friend. There you go, bud. Stick around a while. Alright, now I am a little bit worried about multiple giants beating up at the same time. But, technically speaking, that is what we prepared for. I guess we'll just see if it's enough. Also, like I said, this is kind of just a proof of concept of just this silly base setup. In a realistic scenario, if you wanted to do something like this, you would probably still have artillery, maybe mounted up in the distance somewhere, just raining down fire on these guys. So even if this specifically doesn't work, it might still work with some extra help. And I'm really glad that the drone doesn't actually take any damage while it's flying around. Man, that one giant's been sitting in there so long. These guys have so much health. Here, I know the long view gets no sound, but I'm kind of wondering... Oh, wait, we got him! We got the first giant, look at that! Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool view. Yeah, we got one giant! Well, I think that kind of alone proves that this sort of works. And then I guess you would just scale this up. That is definitely more heavies than we had last time. But yeah, 4 cutters all combined together seem to still be doing plenty of damage. Come on, second giant, just die already, please.
Eventually.
There it is! 2 giants with 4 cutters and a lot of patience. So if you have access to drones and trap mods, and you can upgrade everything, technically speaking, This setup can handle giants. Gumbo, you've done it. You've served this country admirably. Alright, and you log throwing guys are not going in. So how about this? Gumbo? We're gonna go after them ourselves. Alright, Gumbo, you ready for the fight of your life? Oh, they actually broke the stairs? You guys break anything else up here? Everything seems to be intact. So I don't have any extra equipment I can bring to them. I mean, I guess I have this, but... Actually, you know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Give me... Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is not going to go well. And I'm not really intended to survive this. As far as I'm concerned, Gumbo has served his purpose, and now he needs to go out in a blaze of glory. Oh god. By blaze of glory, I mean have no ammo for his assault rifle. See if we can get down there one more time. And actually, I kind of wonder if I can just drag you guys around and then back through the traps. So first, I need to unequip this because this is slowing me down. Okay, everybody. Anybody who wants to kill me, I'm on the ground. No more hiding. You can get right to me. That's it. Come on. Oh, why are you guys coming around this way? Can I at least get to my traps? Is that even possible? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I think all the gas is on my bike. Alright. I was gonna try and gas up the big truck and just ride it off the top. Although, look at this! Without access to me, they're still running right to the traps. Because that's still the only thing of mine that they can access. But also, look at that! All the log guys are just pissed. Fascinatingly, some of them aren't even making contact. But some of you were earlier? I don't know. Alright, fine. No blaze of glory for Gumbo. Can you at least all unceremoniously walk into the cutters and die, please? Come on, guys, where are you? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Man, you guys have way too much health. Alright, come on. Into the traps, into the traps. Popping my pills would be useless now because my stamina's just so low. Or not stamina, energy. I mean, everything is low. Ammo's low, health is low, stamina's low. Come on, guys, into the traps, into the traps. That's what you're made for. You and these traps were made for each other. Let's go. Oh, I've got my submachine gun. I don't suppose you have any ammo. Oh, you do? So, alright. Let's reload you. Yeah, let's try and wrap this up. Come on, whoever's left. Well, that's all of that. Do I dare go into the rabbit's foot? I have like no stamina for proper fighting. Yeah? Alright, come on, let's go. Where's that machine gun? Oh, there it is. No ammo, though. Yeah, you, come here. Oh, perfect, yeah. Alright, who else wants some? Lucky Rabbit's Foot, let's go. You're running right for the traps? Okay, that's fine, you do that. But you're mine. Oh, I think I killed myself with stamina. No, you, come here. You get Lucky Rabbit's Foot. There, done. Assault rifle. Ammo? There we go. Alright, let's finish this up. Alright, after dying like a million times, finally got my assault rifle back. Got my ammo. Yeah, hello. There's you. Wait, someone else hit me? Oh, what? What are you doing here? There. You're not even part of this. What are you doing? Hey. This last bit of business was personal. Between me and the guys from the Horde Night. I don't know who you are, but you don't belong here. Alright, are we done? Wait, we still got guys going over to that? Hey, ow! Alright, now Gumbo's night is over. Well, it was a fun little trek back into the world of Night of the Dead, but I think we are more or less ready to start whatever this new story update is with a new character. And Gumbo has been through a rough night of basically proving that this silly horde-based setup does work and can at least protect you from giants as long as you have some additional nonsense to support you. I guess if I had any additional notes for this, it would be have some artillery as backup, have some extra ammo as backup, and I guess the real lesson is cheating is bad, kids. So those will be the end of Gumbo's story. I'll see you next time after the update drops with a new character, either Chrysanta or Lucy, seeing how it goes. Thank you for tuning in, and take care.